Hi, it's James Woodcock here to talk about my new book, Ego Flip. So here's a question. How do you lead beyond the ego? In the final part of Ego Flip, I introduce a new leadership manifesto, a universal framework for leaders everywhere to lead the transition to tomorrow's sustainable ecosystems. It invites a profound shift in the modern-day perspective of leadership through 8 conscious imperatives, what I call as calls to action, designed to embolden leaders as disruptors and provocateurs. Now, the power of these imperatives and why it's a universal framework is that they directly address the egoic beliefs that underpin individual and collective egoic dysfunction, correlating with the 8 tenets of ego. And they include, for example, how to create radical transparency, to create radical ownership. How, for example, to crowdsource your people to access the world's best talent. How to step change performance by creating organizations that aren't just flexible, but actually fragile, introducing the concept of fully realized agile. How to rethink thinking, using deep thinking to solve today's impenetrable problems. How to abandon rules to build trustless, permissionless systems, and how to accelerate organizational learning using a very specific type of feedback, which I call fast feedback. So let me take the first of these examples and bring it to life. So the role of leaders in the future will be to create, as I say, radical transparency, which means open access to information, to feedback, to learning, to all of it. And organizations currently invest time and money to control the flow of information to people, to help them access the information that they need. But every time we limit access to information, we risk creating mistrust and inequity, as access is afforded according to certain privileges, such as managerial rank. If we're asking employees to care about an organization and to care about each other, it means we're asking them to own it. We need to treat employees with the same level of trust as if they were the CEO themselves. This also means we need to de-restrict, for example, learning, and encourage learning in all its forms. There's no such thing as self-led and non-self-led learning. Learning is only ever self-led. And at the same time, and paradoxically, leaders need to limit what they know. They need to be more effective at knowing less, and being ruthless in determining what will enable them to take action meaningfully and what will hold them back. Their information security blanket, as it were. This conscious imperative addresses the ego's core belief in a world that is separate to me. And it's through this sense of separateness that we instinctively look to hold on to what we have and what we know for personal gain. Through ego, we operate in silos, controlling access to knowledge and experiences in the belief that we gain power through their transaction. And through conscious leadership, as we create connections with others, we close the gap and allow value to flow freely. My hope is that the manifesto and what Ego Flip ultimately provides is a new paradigm for how to lead in the future, and a radical but also a practical vision for leaders that understand the need to lead beyond the ego.